And to be quite honest, all right, Versa grips, take two. They didn't give me the best first impression Sunday, so let's see. Let's see how I feel about them after today's workout. Yeah, this side. Um, I did learn a few things last week when it comes to these. Um, Again, it could have just been the fact that I didn't really like them on lat pull down. Could have been just the fact that I haven't really used these. Maybe, the more I got comfortable with them, the better they felt. But I will say for sure, they felt way better on this plate loaded row than they did on the lat pull down. So that's where I'm going to start today. And again, it just kind of lets me mix it up a little more. Um, so yeah, the plate loaded rows. I'll try to do. Honestly, my volume today is probably not going to be. Well, I say this a lot, and then I get in the zone, and I kind of change my mind. But as of right now, I don't think I'm gonna do as much volume today. Again, I just hit back 2 days ago. Um, and to be quite honest, I'm pretty whooped already. It was I mean, it was kind of a rough day at work, but more or less, I just think it's the wear and tear, um, and the fact that I've kind of been cutting. Um, so yeah, it's just again, unless I just get in a really good zone and it starts feeling really good, maybe 3 sets here with a drop set, and then I'll probably do another back if I can squeeze on the lat pull downs. Maybe I'll go over there. Then we'll hit a little bit of biceps and maybe a little bit more after that, but it's not going to be a lot. So um, do I want to throw the 25 on? No. Let me do 1 set with this. I have a feeling it's going to be kind of light, but then again, with how I feel, all bets are off. But I think it'll be light. So, but I kind of want to get one light set in because I don't know, man. I think it might just be one of those weeks for me. But I'm feeling pretty lethargic and just not really into it right now. So I'm hoping one kind of lighter set. Again, this isn't like super light. I'm not going to do 20 reps with it, but maybe 15. Maybe one good set like that will really kind of wake me up and get me going here a little bit because I'm kind of dragging my feet. Just to be completely honest, I am. So let me do this one, and if it goes good, I'll throw a 25 on. Okay, maybe I won't. Maybe I won't throw that 25 on. Okay, I hope I'm wrong, but I think this is gonna be a down week because yesterday was by far from my best day. For anyone who hasn't seen that, and today I actually might feel a little weaker. Well, I still might consider throwing a 25 on and just try to get like two somewhat heavier sets because I only got two more anyways, and then maybe from there just try to worry about good reps and all that shit. Oh my goodness. See, after one set, well, I guess it depends, but generally you shouldn't feel this exhausted. And that's the thing. I, I come in here before I even touch the plate feeling exhausted. So, but the gains still need to be made. So, unless I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to keep coming. You know what? I think I kind of just talked myself into it. I'm throwing that 25 on. I might only get fucking 8 or 9 reps at this point, which is that's pretty low for me. But if nothing else, I'll feel just psychologically a little better if I do at least a couple sets with that. So let me throw those on. Heavy. That's all I gotta say after that. It feels heavy, but not. Well, I don't know. I might go back and look, but I don't think it's overwhelming. But that's kind of where I'm at today. Everything just feels, and just like yesterday, everything feels heavy. Just loading and unloading the bar. Yesterday, I was at a couple separate points. I was struggling. I fucking hate days like that. But I will say though, on a positive note, these Versa grips are making a much better impression today compared to Sunday. So that's cool. Like it actually feels really pretty much no difference compared to my other straps. And obviously, the plus side is it's a little faster. So, all right, let me try. Let me try one more. It's gonna take everything I have just to get 8 or 9 again, and then I'll go down to three. 3 plates usually feels pretty good for my drop sets. Um, yeah, let's just start there, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do after this. I don't even want to plan too far ahead today. That's just how it's gonna be. It's one of those days. You know, I can I can totally understand why a lot of people, I mean, just quite honestly, they just don't make it in the gym, or maybe they're very very inconsistent because again, I've been training for, well, let's just say almost 15 years. Different forms of training. I mean, I started out doing a lot of cardiovascular stuff, nothing even remotely like bodybuilding or strength training. And then I slowly kind of made my way to this, and now I love it. But yeah, again, I've been training for almost 15 years, and on days like yesterday and today, well, maybe not so much yesterday. Yesterday was just a kind of lackluster in terms of it caught me off guard. I didn't really feel terrible, but today I feel pretty lethargic, like I said. And on these days, it's very easy to just go home, or not even, depending if you work or not even leave your house. Just stay home and rest. And there are the very rare occasions where maybe you should do that, but I would say over 95% of the time, you still need to go to the gym. And this is kind of where people slowly start to fall out. They skip one day, and then next thing you know, they're skipping again, and then they're skipping multiple days, and it just has that trickle down effect, like that snowball effect. Um, and that's why, even though it kind of sucks, I do feel like it's very important to train through days like this. Because if nothing else, even if you don't have a great workout, which a lot of times you won't, it's just one, it gets you in that routine and builds that discipline, which I've always preached. Discipline trumps motivation all day, every day, because there's a lot of days anymore. Again, after 15 years, it's hard. There's a lot of days where my motivation is just not there. But I built such a solid foundation of discipline and consistency um, through days like this, because and again, I don't want to sit here and fucking cry a river, but maybe I've been spoiled over the past 3 months because the past 3 months I haven't had many days like this or yesterday. But I'm not feeling top notch. But here I am training through it, and I think it's very important to do that. If anything, it just toughens you up, and that's a good thing, in my opinion. But I am hogging, or my camera is kind of blocking another machine, so I need to kind of shut up and do this. Now you see, this is kind of a good example that a lot of the times you might think you feel at least, you know, physically exhausted, but this third set felt better than the first two. And maybe that's partly I didn't warm up enough, whatever. But I think a lot of it is more or less I was maybe mentally exhausted, um, which can trickle down to physically, or at least it makes you think that. Because this third set, not granted the last, when I had the full stack on there, the last 2 or 3 reps were kind of pushing it. Like there was a lot of cheating involved, but still, like it just felt better, which is cool. Now I'm a little more excited. All right, clean up all these plates, and we will do another back. Um, the pull downs are open, so I'll try to hurry up and squeeze in there. All right, I'm gonna try, since that last set of the rose felt pretty good. I'm gonna try to go a little heavier on this than I normally would, but a lot of times I would use the close grip supinated, which is a little harder. So it'll probably feel almost the same. I'm guessing, anyways. Only one way to find out. But yeah, I am. Normally I'd have it on like 16 or 17. It's not much, but I went down to 18. So try to challenge myself a little bit today. Oh man. All right, that was 15. My goal was around 10 to 12. So you know what that means. I'm going heavier. I might just max it out. Do 2 more with a nice drop set. Sounds good. You know, this is probably why I'm not. Well, actually, I was gonna say it's probably why I'm not recovering mentally or physically. It's one or the other. But the past 3 months, with the exception of the past 2 days, I felt pretty good actually. So I always say, days or weeks like this are bound to happen if you train long enough. So you just got to do your best to work around it. But yeah, let's try that. Well, I can't feel my hand or wrist at the moment. I mean, that drop set was just driven by pure, I don't know, blind fury. I don't think I'd call it that. Maybe pure desperation just to get it done. I mean, it's a good drop set, don't get me wrong. Wow. That might be the only thing I don't like about these Versa grips. Well, maybe I'll get used to them the more I use them, you know. But uh, once I've had them on for so long, I start to lose. It's almost the ability to function, you know. Like it's hard to even open and squeeze my hand right now. But anyways, that was pretty good. Other than that, can't really complain too much. Let's hit a let's hit a few quick sets of biceps. Nothing crazy. You guys know my arms are kind of. I'm doing just enough to keep them where they're at, and then we'll finish with a little bit more back. All right. How long has it been since I've hit the preacher curl machine? I think long enough to justify doing it today. I've been hammering the free weight preacher curl, whether it's with a barbell or with dumbbells. Um, and on top of that, I do feel better, but kind of knowing that maybe it's just the adrenaline rush and the blood flow. When I first got here and all day, I've kind of been very lethargic and just felt worn out. So today is kind of that perfect storm or combination of reasons to do the preacher curl machine again. I'm just gonna do, like I said, 3 sets, a nice drop set, and biceps will be done. I do have the machine maxed out with the additional, I can't hear it, but the additional 15 pounds added. So it's at machine weight 165. Is it actually 165? Probably not, but it sounds cool. So we're gonna say 165. 165 for infinite reps. I don't think I could have asked for 2 better sets to start something. See, aren't I glad that I showed up here as if I was ever actually gonna skip? But those thoughts do creep into my mind sometimes. Even a veteran like me, I don't know how long do you need to be training to be considered a veteran? Because you got guys like Michael Hearn that's been training for 40 years, 40 years or longer. Maybe Is that the level you got to get to be a veteran? Because he's kind of set the standard. I don't think so. That's like the extreme case. I'd say at least, I don't know, stuff to say, at least 10 years. Because at 5 years, if you'd asked me at 5 years in of training, if I knew what I was doing, I would have told you, yeah. But looking back now, no, I did not. And even now, I'm close to 15. I have a much better idea. Maybe I still don't know everything, and I never will. I don't think anybody will, but I think I'm to that level to be considered a veteran. I think. But anyways, one more. Try to get. I probably won't get 10. I got 12 on the first one, 10 here, 8 or 9 on this next one. If I can do more, I will. But probably 8 or 9, and then throw on a drop set. Oh, shit. I strained so hard on that freaking eighth rep, my neck popped. That's a first. See, I'm a veteran, but I'm still having a first in the gym. Maybe not the kind I want, but oh man. All right, that's it. I'm thinking just a couple more sets of back, and I'm fucking done. Yeah, I'll be done after that. Not a doubt in my mind. Maybe before. Well, I said Sunday that um I was gonna try to finish with my bent over rows today because I couldn't quite squeeze in and get them Sunday. But honestly, I think just for this week, I'm gonna take a break from them because after my neck popped like that, it's kind of having that trickle down effect to my back a little bit. Apparently, I'm out. Probably need to go to the chiropractor. But so I just think it's a smarter, wiser decision to just I'll do 2 sets here, and then um next Sunday I'll be back to do back, and I'll try to start with them. I'll do my regular heavy bent over row Sunday. So kind of sucks because I like to be a man of my word and stick to what I said. But it's something as small as this, and again I got to be kind of smart when I can. Just feeling that in my neck, it's just this will be good. This will give me what I need, and I won't be risking any further injury. So, oh my God, let's try that again. Damn. Uh, All right, let's add a couple fives to this last one. Let's go check out the pump. All right, before with this surprisingly pretty decent pump actually. Before it wears off, I think I want to get right into it before I say anything. Because like I said, this is pretty surprising. Yeah, let's check this shit out. Well, I'm actually having a little bit of minor neck and back pain after that. So that's about all I can muster up at the moment. So hopefully I got something good. But other than that, um, it's a really good workout, man. Like I said, it was surprising the pump I got, and those are the best kind of surprises when it's something good like that. So, I might not have felt like really doing much of anything today, especially when I first got here. But again, this is why I say at least just show up, man. Just show up because you never know. You could have the best workout of your life waiting for you, even though you might not feel the best initially. I've had workouts like that. So just show up, and if 20 minutes into it or whatever, it's just getting worse, and it's to the point of not worth it. Then you can go home, But at least you tried. That's the main thing, dude. Just fucking try. All right, that's it. I need to try to fucking recover for leg day tomorrow. It's gonna be tough with a bad back, so I'm out of here.